Hey everyone, I'm Melissa Keenan, CEO and owner at Coaching with Melissa Keenan. And I typically focus on helping women and couples create the intimacy of their dreams. But sometimes, despite our best efforts, we aren't able to make our marriage work. And that's what I want to speak to today, because it matters. This is a valid conversation that many, many women have gone through or are going through. And so what does an intimacy coach have to say about divorce? I recently interviewed a client over in my Facebook group, and you can go and see that full interview if you want to by joining the Facebook group Women Manifesting Intimacy. Who I've worked with her extensively through her divorce. And you may even wonder, why would someone going through divorce hire an intimacy coach or a coach who's focusing on feminine energy to better intimacy? So let me break this down a little bit, because I just know this. I want you to know I come at this from such a tender place. I have been in places where my marriage was literally dangling from a thread. And so I know that this is a sensitive topic. I know that women divorce over myriad of different reasons, and sometimes it can be really intense, including, domestic violence, abuse, mental emotional abuse. It can cause us to be diagnosed with PTSD or our own mental issues as we work through what we've been through. And so I want you to know I speak to this with the most sensitivity and sincerity. But here's the thing is, if we have to go through divorce and we find ourselves in this position where the marriage is no longer feasible, we have done all that we can do, it's not working anymore, or we've done what we thought we were doing right, and then they, to not even to our own choice, they made the decision for the marriage to end. We find ourselves in these situations, and I want to give you some pointers. My client made the decision, so I'll share just a little bit of her story. She left just the end of 2020 and immediately got herself and her children into therapy, but then also made the decision to hire a coach. And I asked her, this is a unique approach, I think. I think it's brilliant, but what was your thinking behind this? And the therapist helped her with things like the PTSD, helped her process how she was thinking about things in the past in incorrect ways, helping her recognize, oh, wait a minute, that was my abuse mentality. And that's what the therapist really has helped her to do. And then having a coach on top of that goes into the more visionary side of her life and what she wants to create now, and how her life is not over as much as it might feel like it is in that moment or for that year or so. It's not. And we can actually speed up your process. And as a businesswoman, you need your process sped up, right? I think that this is why, and she and I have had a lot of conversations about this, why sometimes businesswomen who go through divorce end up, kind of coming out hard and callous and cold, and they may even act that way towards everyone that they work with now. And it's because what you're going through is hard, and you may be feeling overwhelmed. How can I possibly continue to run an empire that I started before my divorce and go through a divorce and still come out as a healthy person on the other side? But I want you to know it's possible. I'm going to give you just 5 main points that can help guide you through a divorce as a businesswoman to come out on the other side with your heart open and healed, being the leader that you know you are, being healthy and happy, being the mother that you know you can be, stepping into your truth and using this divorce actually for your gain, for your good. So the first thing I want to say to this is happening for you, not to you. whatever abuse or whatever crap you had to put up with in your marriage, you were a victim to that stuff. You were in a victim position, but you're not anymore. This is happening for you. And how can I say that when I don't know your individual circumstances? Because I know the universe. I know Mother Earth. I know Heavenly Father. I know that you are deeply cherished and nothing in your life is an accident. And so if that is true, if that is really true, then this is happening for you to expand and grow. Okay, this is our first piece. And maybe sometimes one of the hardest ones to swallow, huh? Oh, hi, Carmelita. Thanks for watching. It is brilliant, isn't it? Anyone else watching and you want to pipe in or say, but what about this or whatever, I would love to have more interaction here. I haven't been encouraging as much as I usually do because I just know that, nobody wants to be like, yeah, it's me and I'm like struggling and I'm going through this right now, and I get that. I also want to just extend the offer that if I say something here and you want to know more, just reach out to me through private message. And I'd be happy to talk with you more. Okay, so number one is this is happening for you. And I can't understand why. It's that question like, why do bad things happen to good people? But there is a new you on the other side of this. It's the truth of who you really are. And this experience can help uncover that. I also want to say you will change. The nature of divorce is such that you will change. And so with that, there's a decision. And you may feel like, I don't have very many choices in this situation. I feel very boxed in. But you do have a massive choice here. You can choose to let this change you in ways that you enjoy, in ways that are positive and create more of what you want in your life. Or you can use this to create what you don't want, more of what you don't want in your life. And that piece is in your control. So what do I mean by that? Well, everyone who goes through divorce goes through pain. There is heartache. It is hard. The decoupling is hard. Even if you go through it in the most conscious way, it is going to bring up emotion. And we're faced with the decision daily. Am I going to feel those feelings and give myself grace and permission to process through, or am I going to stuff it down? And when we stuff it down, that is what makes us hard, makes us put up walls, makes us less trusting of everyone in our lives, makes us feel like there's no possible way I could ever be in another relationship again. It's just about you staying connected to your heart. If you choose to stay connected to your heart, you will become more of who you're meant to become. You'll become a better servant in your work in the world. You'll become a better mother. You'll become a better friend. You'll become more empathic and understanding because now what you've been through. You'll likely even call in more flow and abundance if you stay connected here. So that second piece, you will change. How do you choose to change? There's no getting around the change, but you can choose how you want to change. Okay, the third piece, you can dance through this. And that doesn't mean you're always happy. When I think of a woman really stepping into her feminine power, it's that ability to feel all the things and remain open through the process. So it's like, okay, tonight I have to just cry on my bathroom floor for an hour or more. And I just have to go there. Or the next day, I'm so angry and I don't want to take it out on my children or on my teammates. So I'm going to go out into the forest and scream and give myself the space and permission to feel what I feel. And then the next day, I just made an amazing sale and I'm going to give myself space and permission to rejoice despite the fact that stuff is happening in my life. That's what our feminine power allows us to do as we move through divorce. Hi, Mary. Thank you for that. Releasing the layers, flow and abundance find you. And you're not just speaking like nice words. You're speaking from experience. So I appreciate you sharing that, Mary. Okay, so that third piece is you can dance through this. The next piece that I just sort of hinted to is your feminine power can speed your healing. So in this interview with my client, it was, again, it piqued my interest. It was interesting to hear how she felt that, she can't speed the dang divorce. Her husband's doing every possible thing to make it take as long as possible. And that hurts and it's hard, right? It comes with so much. But her own personal journey and growth and coming to a place where she feels like, okay, I actually can feel the foundation under my feet again, has been faster because she has chosen to, yes, address the trauma, address the past, but also step into that feminine power and declare, you know what, I do want a healthy, happy intimacy in my life in the future. So I'm going to learn how to do that now. I'm going to go through whatever it takes to heal whatever was there that was messed up and wrong so that I can have the fullness of what is my divine birthright, which is happiness in a relationship. So she literally is walking proof that you can speed up your healing process by stepping into your own feminine energy. This isn't something that's outside of you. It's not like taking a magic pill. It's something that's already within you that you just get to awaken. Okay? And then one last piece I want to say is that moving on quickly is okay. I think there's so much pressure on women and it's such BS, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I'm going through a divorce and now I have to constantly compare myself to other people to make sure that I'm doing this well, that I'm doing this right, that people don't think I'm going to fall apart and everyone's watching me and checking on me to make sure that, am I making the right choices now that I'm divorced is all crap. We're in a different day and age. And maybe moving super slow was what was needed in the past. But we're in a different day and age where things are moving quickly. Society is changing in less than 6 months. Like, stuff is turning over all the time. And so what does that mean for you? Well, I'm not just saying go out and, what do they call that, a rebound. Don't go out and find a rebound. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about listening to and staying connected to your heart. So if your heart guides you, your heart will guide you to the things that bring you joy. And if you happen to find someone sooner rather than later that you are experiencing joy and connection with, it's wonderful. The problem that can arise in this situation is that if we've been through a relationship where there was any kind of abuse, or where we felt really disconnected from ourselves, or where we felt victimized, we likely did a lot of disconnecting from our own heart. And when we do that, we lose practice. We're out of practice with hearing those little nudges and being able to actually trust what's in here. Trust your desires. Trust your pleasure. Trust what lights you up. And again, this is where a coach can come in and really help you exponentially with this healing process. So I come from a place of, I knew that I was meant to speak about this today. I'm going to trust that those who needed to hear this will hear this. High-level business women going through divorce can come out on the other side with an open heart and creating the life and relationships that they deserve. And your divorce can actually be the gateway to your up-leveling. And if you do have more questions, or you're thinking, yeah, but what about this? What about my specific situation? Then please know I absolutely want to talk to you. I absolutely want to hold that space for you and help you find that next step that's going to help you in your situation. Okay, thanks guys.